permanent
Plug and replug. Microphone here, Dave.
I just switched, hang on, I switched to a scene here, so would you like to start over?
Sure, yeah, we can start over. You bet. Take her from the top. All right. Okay, good evening. Welcome to the February 7th Clark County Fire District 6 Board of Commissioners meeting. I'd like to call this evening's meeting to order. At this time, I'd ask for any additions to this evening's agenda.
None here.
None here. We'll need to read and approve, post as necessary, the minutes of the January 17th board meeting.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Correspondence in our packet this evening. I saw 3 items, I believe.
Yes, there are
Okay.
3 items. The first is from Greg Kimsey, County Auditor, and it's a what would you call this? A general election candidate filing questionnaire. The chief has already filled it out with no changes and has returned it. Second item was from Mr. Patrick Reynolds, giving the Station 6-2 crew a shout out. Medical response on him placed with the results. The third is a save the date for Las Vegas, Nevada. Is this the NAFO conference?
Compact Plus Foods. Great.
September 18th to 19th, 2023. That's all.
All righty. Thank you. Citizen communication. Citizens viewing this evening's meeting, there is a spot for you to chat or communicate directly with the board. That will be monitored throughout this evening's meeting, and the board will take any of those questions that are answered. Committee reports. I saw no health and safety, risk management, or fairgrounds fire facility report. Correct.
Commissioner, I was asked to add parade committee.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if they had a report tonight.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's hear that now.
And that would be Chief Russell or Commissioner Lusko.
Or both.
Okay.
Chief Russell is attending and keeping us informed as to where we might be on a remodel if we ever get a permit from the county.
Okay.
There's probably some logistical issues, but he's been involved and he knows what's going on, and he'll let us know if there's problems, and we'll go to Plan B.
What's the date on that?
Parade is still
May
scheduled.
20, I think it's the 20th.
May 20th.
Okay, 21st.
Yeah, we have a grand marshal, and we're gonna do the kind of a military appreciation thing, and Bob Knight, a former commander, the last commander at Vancouver Barracks, is gonna be the grand marshal. We're waiting to, I assume, you know how to drive a Hollywood.
Well, I was gonna ask you if he was driving this.
Yeah.
We might have a new engine to drive.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah, we
be
will.
kind of cool. We're doing fine.
Very good. All righty. Well, thank you for the update. May 20th on the calendar. All right. Consent agenda.
Move for approval of the consent agenda?
Second?
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Moving on to the chief's report. Start with the personal action report.
The personal action report this month is quite lengthy. We had a number of members that completed 14 years of service, 5 years of service, and a whole bunch that did 2 years of service. We promoted Andrew Hotston to captain effective March 1st, and we have 2 members on light duty at the time.
All right. Congratulations to Andrew and all of those years of service. Quite a few, a large group. So, facilities update report.
Chief Newberry, do you want to give that?
I certainly can, except that my computer's decided to restart, so it's going to take a second.
I'll get started. How about that? So, facilities this month, Station 6-1, the architect received a request for a 3rd round of comments from the county. Most of the comments were minor in nature, and they felt like they could turn it around early this week. So it doesn't mean we're getting permits, it means we're answering the third round of comments.
Could I ask what kind of comments we got? I mean, it's been a long time. What are they commenting on?
And I'll let Chief Newberry.
Is it
elaborate.
major?
No, they're not major. Specifically, typeface, on the permits and the specs, and,
You mean font?
yes. Yeah, that was a report from the architect. It's a little bit frustrating. I can keep going if you'd like me to, Chief.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yes, we will wait to see what their response is. The architect's supposed to be responding this week, and so we'll see what is coming afterward. The 62 SCB workshop is more or less done, with the exception of some computer stuff that's going in tomorrow. And then we have one of our HVAC partners giving us a proposal to put a mini split system in that space since it's not conditioned. There's no heater or AC there. Oh, there is heat, there's a wall heater, but it's as old as the fire station is, so. The big thing at Station 62 are the trees. So there are 37 trees bordering the property at Station 62 that have really outgrown the property. They are dropping a ton of debris on not only our property, but the neighbor's property. Our properties goes right in the backyards of many of our neighbors out there. During the last windstorm we had, quite a bit of debris fall and fell on the roof of one of the houses back there. It didn't cause any damage, but it obviously rattled them pretty good. And we've been looking at this for several years. We've had the trees evaluated for whether or not they're safe or not, and they're healthy. But yes, they are healthy, but we feel like it's probably time that we did something different out there. So we're exploring that right now. I've had conversations with lots of local tree companies, and I've had one arborist out, and I have another one coming out tomorrow, and then I've reached out to a third. So what my recommendation probably will be to the chief is to consider taking out the fir trees and leaving the sequoias, and then doing something in the fir trees spot, taking out the stumps and putting some sort of a native landscape back in there. It's not ideal certainly, and it's probably not gonna be very popular because trees are important to the neighborhood, but I think we can do something that's beautiful to replace that's safe. Those fir trees are pretty overgrown.
From an old guy, one of the requirements when we built that is we had to put those trees in.
Yeah.
As, blocking the neighbors and things like that. So I would assume if we had to take some down, the county and the neighborhood association wouldn't get, and I think I touched bases with the neighbors.
Yeah. So, the proposal will certainly include some sort of public outreach with the community. I know we're on Lake Shore, it's front and center. Taking trees down is never popular anyway. We would do a public outreach, we would have a design for its replacement, and we also wanna be good neighbors and put a barrier back up that is acceptable. It's kinda one of those tough ones where it's destroying our yard and it's destroying their yard, but it's also starting to drop significant sized branches on the neighbors' properties, and their outbuildings and their roofs, so, anyway. But I'll make sure we bring an entire proposal to chief and she can take a look at it. It's
There's not any white oaks there, is there?
No. Station 63, we're still waiting on permits for the training building. I included some information about some smoke that we're having some difficulties with a neighbor that's burning. They burn wood for heat. They also burn their garbage. So I think there's some of that we can address as neighbors, but when a person is burning wood for heat, it's hard to change that. It's an impact to them if we try and change that. The problem is that smoke sits over the top of Station 63 when it's cold out, in the 20s. It just sits there. And we have this fancy air handling system out there that is drawing that smoke into the building and irritating the crews. Some say quite significantly. So we're exploring options on how to resolve that. We've already taken quite a few measures trying to fix it and they haven't worked. So we are exploring some other options and hope to have some solution in the works for the next month or so. That's all I think I have.
Alrighty. Thank you for that update.
Of course.
Moving on to old business, policy 717, social media imagery policy.
So this is one of those policies that was recommended by legal. This is actually a Brian Snur draft that we proposed. The union had no concerns with it. This is the second reading of the board. And if you so choose, you can make a motion to pass.
I'd make a motion, we adopt policy 717, social media and imagery policy.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excuse me.
Next up, we have county correspondence.
So at the last board meeting, the board requested that staff work with McKinsey to draft a letter and timeline of the permitting process and the issues we've had with the process to be delivered to Kathleen Otto, the county manager, on behalf of the board. So that letter is in your packet as well as the schedules.
It looked good. Yep. County
Could changes were appropriate.
Yes. Alrighty.
And if the board's happy with it, it's in your package to sign.
Signed, okay, perfect. Yeah, we can do that here this evening. All right, moving on to new business, hose purchase.
With the 2 new engines coming online, we anticipate May-ish.
Yeah.
We need to purchase 5-inch hose, and we have quite a lead time on that, so we'd like to purchase it now. The total purchase price for that is $18,136.21. That exceeds my spending threshold, so it requires a motion of the board.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the hose.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, a water damage report.
So this is an interesting circumstance, but we had water damage to Station 61 from the ice storm. The insurance company came out, appraised the damage, and sent us a check for a little over $26,000 and told us today that they're going to reimburse us $1,400 more. The district did the repairs on the building for a total of $5,469.59. It didn't cost us the full amount that they appraised the damage to be at, and some of that's because we didn't do it to the standard we would do it to if we weren't moving out and remodeling. The insurance still wants to reimburse us the full amount, even though we don't need that, and they said just use it towards the remodel. However, that does have the potential to increase our premiums according to the insurance. So Tina's working with them to see how they want to go about it, but most likely it will be a discussion at our next risk management meeting.
I would, just to be safe, I'd contact the state auditor.
She's also contacting
Thank
her,
you.
yeah.
All right. Any other questions with that? Okay. COVID reimbursement.
I just want to notify the board that the district received $118,945.12 for COVID reimbursement. That was personnel that were sick, and the district paid out overtime to cover those personnel. And that was a heavy lift by Chief Russell to get those funds back.
Good job.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Great.
I assume that helps offset. I know we did a overtime budget transfer.
Yes, but when we get return funds, it just goes into the general fund, so it doesn't go into overtime. But that would have been 2022's overtime.
Okay.
Too, so.
Thanks.
Resolution number 2023-01, adoption of the 2023 final suppression budget.
So in November, we presented the preliminary budget. Between then and now, we go through the budget and make any adjustments that we may need to make. The majority of the adjustments in the fire suppression budget came with staff contract negotiations, so we had to increase some of the expenditures in line items in the fire suppression budget. But it needs it needs a motion of the board to adopt the final suppression budget.
We reduce the amount, we reduce the amount for legal fees, legal services from, trying to see,
I thought they were increased.
did it increase?
I think it is
I
increased.
believe it was increased. with
Oh, okay, the
change
30,
in-
okay, the one on the right is, well,
The hourly rate went up a little bit.
well, it says 2003 budget 30,000, 2022 budget 45.
Are you looking at 52, 12, 41, 20?
52, 12, 41, 20, yeah.
So yes, I'm sorry, we did reduce that, and that's because in 2022, we budgeted 45,000 and we only spent 12.4. So we anticipated that we could reduce it some.
And that was during a contract year as well?
That was, yes.
I'll make a motion, we adopt resolution 2023 of the 2020 final suppression budget.
I will second that.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Resolution number 2023-02, adoption of the 2023 final EMS budget.
And with the EMS budget from preliminary to final, there were very minimal changes there.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2023-02, the final EMS budget.
Second?
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Building project update.
In your packet is a building project update of what's going on in the county in 2021 to 2022. Chief Schmidt has included those for you, so if you had any questions for that, he could probably answer them. Quite a bit of stuff happening in the,
What number is that in our?
it's number 14.
14?
We just got it today, I think.
You
Yeah,
did.
Okay.
It's a late addition.
Okay.
These are current construction projects, is that?
They're ones that are, come across either last year or the year before, so 2021
Okay.
or 2022.
Okay.
So that, the last presentation I did with the PowerPoint and everything, that was that first group. Now this is
This is
the
the
second group, which
Okay.
substantially
Wow.
less.
Yeah, it's quite a list.
Three Creeks Village is the apartments, right? Those are new apartments they're putting up, I think it is.
Which one? The 179th Street is the new apartments.
But, okay, and then down below, they did phase 1 and 2 in 2021, and now they're doing,
They initially put it in, so now the
Okay.
second phase actually in on, there's an east and a west.
okay. That's a lot of apartment units, 540 is
Yeah.
pretty significant.
One 7-story apartment complex or building? Wow.
And 370 more senior care beds.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
And the last one down there, I did not have the amount of beds for the new Salmon Creek Memory Care, but that's probably gonna be within 40 to 50 for the one that's proposed for 2022.
Wow.
So the one that just finished on 134th Street, I think we're going to calls there, is it, how many units is that, do you know, behind the hotel?
Is that the one, the CRP one? No, it's not. No, I don't recall how many that units are in that one. There's a lot though.
There's a lot, okay. I think we're already going to calls there too, so. Wow,
Hmm.
Station 3 is gonna catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I looked there, already running 4,000 calls a year. That's still pretty busy.
I appreciate this, Chief, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that update. Moving on to executive session, the board will move into executive session this evening. That'll be in accordance with RCW 42.30.140. This is relating to collective bargaining issues and negotiations. This session will last 20 minutes. And that should take us till 6:40.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I know we've had a number of records requests, and our board secretary has spent a tremendous number of hours going through that, and I would like to make a motion that we allow the fire chief to compensate the board secretary for the hours that he's put into going through those records requests.
And I will second that, and thank you, Mr. Secretary.
You bet. Moved and seconded to compensate the board secretary for the time used to acquire all of the records requests as of late. Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, one more time, could you mention what happened in there one more time, because it didn't come through on the audio.
Oh, no
In
action.
executive session, we took no action.
In executive session, we took no action.
Thank you.
Roundtable, good of the order?
Do you want to look at the calendar?
Do you know the dates offhand? What, I don't have one in front of me.
Yeah, I can help walk you through that.
You're asking a lot. Asking a lot here. What,
February 21st is our next meeting. It is a C shift. I will probably just Zoom on that one, unless you guys need to move it. Because it's coming right after President's Day.
I don't need to move it.
I don't need to be.
Okay, so I'm good. The March 7th,
Okay.
I will be in DC, and that is a B shift, so I
Okay.
didn't know what you wanted to do there.
What would be, when are you leaving, or what would be options for you?
Don't
there?
worry, I would not worry about me. I'm basically gone that. Unless we did the following week on the 14th.
I don't know how
Well, no,
it
that's
works.
another C shift.
Well, can we move it from the 7th to the 8th?
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah.
work for you?
Yeah, that would work for me.
If you can?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay,
Okay.
March 7th, move to the 8th. Okay. And our second meeting in March
21.
is?
21, I'm good there. And you're good, that's an A shift. I'm
Okay.
probably good there too.
All right.
Brad, you good there?
I'm good. Let's do April, that's a spring break.
Yeah. I would encourage us to move that.
Well, I know it's all week, but we can, it's better if we only move it one day if we can. Or not move it. What, the 4th is, what shift?
Is, the 4th is,
'Cause I'm gone the end of the week.
4th is C shift, but I'm gone. I'm in Montana. So I'll zoom in on that one.
Can you do the 4th?
Yeah.
It's spring break.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I just can't do the end of that week. I can do the 4th.
That's fine.
And then the 18th,
I'm good there.
tax day.
Chris is not good there. It's a B shift.
Okay. Well, about the 17th.
I can do the 17th.
Let's do
Want
the
to do
17th.
Monday instead?
Does that work for you? 4/17? That's my birthday.
April, you don't want to do it on your birthday.
It
Let's do
doesn't
the-
matter.
Let's do the 19th.
No, the 19th I'm working. The 17th's fine.
Are you gonna expect cake or us to sing,
No.
sing or anything? or
No.
what?
No. Absolutely not.
All right.
That takes care of March and April at least.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we need a motion,
Oh, we have to move it.
March 7th to March 8th, and then April 18th to the 17th.
They have to be separate motions, right?
They like them that way.
Yeah, okay.
I make a motion, we move the March 7th meeting to March 8th.
Second?
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye. I make a motion, we move April 18th to April 17th.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, quick question, if we ever get to start the remodel, are we gonna meet at station 2 or 3, or how are we gonna handle that? Is there gonna be space here, or?
We'll have to see what we get for lease options for office space and then see where we need to go. But
Okay.
3 would be a good option. Two doesn't have any room in it.
That's true.
I have 2 things for good of the order.
Great.
So, next Friday, Chief Russell and I will be up at the Ledge Conference in Olympia. So we'll be
Great.
meeting with our representatives up there. And then, next week, Brad Osborne's hosting a mechanics conference here, and then he's also hosting the state mechanics here in April.
Yeah, April 24, 25 is
Yeah.
their conference.
It's gonna be here in Vancouver?
Yes, he had to end up hosting it at Station 21, which is a bummer, cause there's so many people, we couldn't hold him at 3, but,
Well,
so, but he's really doing good
Either one
things.
you going to Ledge Day?
what day was that,
Okay.
April? Or,
It's,
Coming up.
February 17th.
Next week.
You have to go, guys are going up the day before.
we have a Washington Fire Chiefs board
I
meeting the day
always
before.
go, but this year, I happen to be a
That's what you should.
designated driver for my wife who's having a minor procedure done, so I'm not able to go.
That's start of President's Weekend.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Tell the wife,
Yeah.
give Anna on it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Any other roundtable due to the order?
No, sir.
All right. With that, we will need to authorize payment of current bills, pre-authorization transmittal, authorize monthly commissioner compensation.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any questions this evening?